Hey everyone, I apologize. This is gonna be a very quick, fast video. So I'm actually going on a little holiday with my mum and my dog next week, and I thought I would just talk about my little TBR and the books that I've decided to take with me for 5 days in the country in Victoria. We're gonna have the greatest time just doing nothing and reading. I'm so fucking excited. Anyway, so I have a stack of things here next to me. So let's just like talk about them really quickly. So I have a leaf. So let's just talk about the ones that I'm definitely taking, and then I'll talk about the ones that I'm a bit hesitant to take. So the first two that I'm definitely taking next week. So if you don't know, I'm trying to read the long list for the Women's Prize for Fiction. So I'm going to take Black Butterflies with me by Priscilla Morris. This, I think I've talked about many times. I feel like I've talked about it many times. Maybe it hasn't been many times, but Priscilla Morris's novel is about a woman named Zora, and it takes place in Yugoslavia in 1992, and things are heating up. So as a result, Zora sends her husband and her mother to her daughter in England, and she stays in Yugoslavia. She's also a teacher and an artist, and I think it's just about her and her friends and how they deal with the situation, the violence, the fear. And I'm really excited for this. This has to be one of my most anticipated books to read for the Women's Prize long list, purely because I've never read a book within this context. Like, this is the historical setting and like the geographic location. Never read it, anything about it. So I'm truly looking forward to this. I will be doing a mini reaction to the Women's Prize long list, but that will be in my Women's Prize long list, reading the long list episodes that will come eventually. The next book that I'm taking with me is Pod by, is it Laline? Paull with double L. This is from the author of The Bees, and it's from the perspective of a dolphin. Now, when I heard that, I have to admit, well, I'll just show you the face that I made, you know. However, I have read books in the past from the perspective of an animal. Glory by No Violet Bulawayo comes to mind, even though that was more of an allegorical situation. But I gave that 5 stars. It was one of the most brilliant books I read last year and possibly have ever read. Glory is perfection in my personal humble opinion. So I'm thinking maybe this could be like a secret or like an out of the box win for me. I don't know. I'm gonna go in this with my eyes and heart and mind wide open. Also, I have to say, see this cover? This is the cover that I had at my library, right? Don't you think this looks better than the other cover that's going around? Because the other cover has like betrayal, family, survival. It feels like a thriller. I feel like the cover, that cover, I'll show it here, I feel like that does a slight disservice to the book itself. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. But this is coming with me. Both of these books are kind of small. So, you know, they're not even 300 pages. They're so small. Like, if I really wanted to, I could read these two in a day each if I do nothing but read, which is what I'm hoping to do. And then I'm going to take this, which is not a novel, but it's just a journal. It's Gender and Education, volume 35, number 2, March 2023, if you care. This is just the most recent edition. I feel like I need to go through this a little bit, see what's happening in the world of academia, and see if there is anything, I should say, that could go in my own thesis. So that's on the list, and this is not something that you would read back to back, but you would dip in and out of. And honestly, even if I don't read it, like, I just want to bring it just in case I'm in the mood to be academic, right? The next book that I'm thinking of bringing, I don't know if I'm going to bring it with me, because I'm going to most likely start it next weekend. So I don't know if I'm going to haul it with me to where I'm going, but it's The Cutting Stone by Abraham Verghese. So this is something that I'm doing. If you don't know, March is my mum's birthday month, and I wanted to read her favourite book of all time in the month of her birthday. But I haven't started it because I've been everywhere mentally. But this is like her favourite book of all time, and I really want to read it. But I was planning on starting it next weekend. So I'm wondering if there's a point to actually just to bring it. Like, I might bring it. You know me, if I don't have enough books to tide me over, I panic. I'd rather have more books than no books. Interesting thought process, Alex. Anyway, this is a maybe, but I do want to read this in the next few weeks. She thick, but my mum like adores this book. She compares every book that she reads to this book. Like, that's how much she loves it. So that's a possibility. And the next book, the final book that I'm thinking of taking with me, is one that came into my mind literally 15 minutes ago, because for some reason I thought this book was a non-fiction collection of essays, but then I saw a quote, and this quote, if I can find it, I'll put it here. Read it. I don't know why, but this hit me so much. And I've never really read this author or this thinker, philosopher. It's Nietzsche? Friedrich Nietzsche. Please correct me. Please correct my pronunciation. Nietzsche. Thus spoke Zarathustra. I want to bring this with me next week. I do want to read, there is a classic that I want to read in the month of March, but something in me really just wants to pick this up. So I might be reading this next week. Obviously, I am not going to like bog myself down, because I might choose other books to bring with me, because next week I want to be a mood reader, okay? I want to be in the mood to read the ones that I want to read. This might be coming with me, we shall see. But it's this one. I'm actually really excited. But I wanted to quickly talk about the fact that I'm possibly submitting the draft of my thesis to my supervisors like this week, and I might be going to a bookstore tomorrow with a couple of friends of mine. I'm gonna let myself buy some books in celebration, right? I feel like I need to celebrate that. So when I eventually do a book haul, can we just pretend that it doesn't count? Because I think I should be able to celebrate, okay? I should be able to celebrate, and the way that I celebrate is to buy books. And I've been so good. Come on. I haven't purchased books from online, from a bookstore, since December. It's now March, okay? Be proud of me. Book boxes don't count because I refuse to get rid of my Fairly Adult book box, even though I literally am unemployed. But I refuse. I save money specifically for that because I love a lot of the books that the adult book box is coming out with for Fairy Loot, but they don't count as well, okay? I don't count them. I don't count a lot of things. See how I'm justifying myself? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will eventually tell you what I actually bring with me if it changes. I don't think it will, because I'm really happy with this stack. The only thing maybe that I wouldn't bring is the cutting stone, and maybe like I might not want to bring this with me. Maybe my mood will change and I'll bring something different, but like it's a good stack, so I'm pretty happy with that. Also, a possibility is I found the audiobook for Demon Copperhead on Scribd. Link down below if you want to have a free month. I don't know if reading Demon Copperhead as an audiobook is the best way to go, but besties, do you know how hard it is to source this book? Like, because I don't want to buy it because I'm terrified that I'm not going to enjoy it, and it's an investment. It's 500 pages, so I want to get it from the library, but I'm like 80th in line, and I'm on 2 lines from at 2 different libraries. Same for the Marriage Portrait. But in saying that, the Marriage Portrait is one that I would consider purchasing purely because I was talking about it with my mum, and my mum was like, interesting, that sounds like something that I would want to read. And I immediately was like, oh my god, you should buy it. Hint hint, nudge nudge, go buy the book so I can read it. So we'll see, because mum also wants to go book shopping on Sunday, so maybe just like so many decisions about books to make. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop this because it's 16 minutes too fucking long. Thank you so much for watching. Should I add something to the pile? Should I get rid of something on the pile? Tell me. I just am excited to just only have to worry about reading and whether my dog is being entertained, because he's coming with us. And yes, it's his first holiday. He has a very hard life sleeping, okay? He needs a break, the poor thing. So I'm excited, because if I submit my draft this week, I don't need to work on my thesis for a minimum of 2 weeks, because I don't have, like, I can't touch it. I can read and provide more content for you, even though, is that really what you want? Okay. I can't wait. Watch me bring an extra 10 books. Anyway, bye friends, and I'll speak to you next week or the week after. Honestly, I don't know what's happening. We're just vibing. Bye.